guys.
Welcome back guys to another Clash Royale video, and today I want to show you guys the deck that I've been using in Arena 6 that's been working really well for me. Now the great thing with this deck is there are no legendaries and no epics in this deck, so it's a great alternative for us free to play players. Now this deck works really well from Arena 3 to Arena 6. The only thing is if you don't have the Zap spell yet, you might want to throw in the arrows. The arrows are a great substitution for the Zap spell, but let's go ahead and take a look at some replays here, and then I want to finish off with a live battle. So here we are guys with the first replay facing a level 8 in the Builder's Workshop. Now I have previously been all the way up to Arena 7, but I was playing around with some different decks recently, trying out some cards that were fairly low level, and as a result I dropped all the way down to like 1800 trophies, but this is the deck that I've been using to push all the way back up, and I'm currently sitting at 1980 trophies, so it has been working pretty well for me. I am extremely close to getting back into Arena 7. Now in this battle here, my opponent is using a very similar deck. He has the Giant, the Witch, and the Valkyrie. I have the Giant, the Musketeer, and the Valkyrie. And the Musketeer, guys, is extremely strong. If you haven't been using her, I suggest you try her out. Now right here, he drops down the Bomber in the back behind his King Tower. I'm going to do a push on the right hand side with my Musketeer, but as soon as he drops down some support troops with his Bomber, I'm going to go ahead and focus on defending against his push in the left hand lane. So down goes a Fireball to kill that Bomber as well as weaken the Witch, and then drop down the Valkyrie as well as some Goblins to take out the Giant, and take a look at how fast those stab Goblins kill that Giant, guys, taking him out in a couple of seconds. Now so far, we've taken a bit of damage to our tower. We haven't done any damage to his tower here, so not really the greatest opening, but we do have a better idea of what kind of cards are in his deck, so from this point forward, we can make some different plays. Now right here we are at 10 elixir, so I'm going to go ahead and use my Giant way in the back behind my King Tower. Now whenever you guys are using the Giant, I always suggest doing a slow push with him behind your King Tower, because that will allow you some time to build up elixir and set up a strong push behind that Giant. The only time you want to place down the Giant at the bridge is if you have a different slow troop that you can play down behind the King Tower, and then drop the Giant in front of it right at the bridge to surprise your opponent. But right here, take a look at this Valkyrie, guys, doing work on the left hand lane, taking out all those troops. The Valkyrie is also a really strong card, guys. All the way from Arena 1 up to Arena 8. On my main account up in Legendary Arena, I see a ton of people using the Valkyrie. So much like the Musketeer, if you guys haven't tried out the Valkyrie yet, I really suggest you throw her in your deck. She is a really strong card right now, guys. And take a look at this, guys. With that slow Giant push on the right hand lane, we were actually able to take out that tower, giving us a 1 crown lead so far. Now take a look at this push right here on the right hand side, guys, and watch this Valkyrie do work here, cleaning up all of those troops, taking out the archers, taking out the skeletons, as well as taking out that witch. So like I said, the Valkyrie is a really strong card right now, guys. And also take a look on the left hand lane. We have 2 Giants going in with a Musketeer. Now I kind of made a mistake there. I used the Zap spell on the tower a little bit preemptively. I should have saved it for my Musketeer. Now right here, Fireball going down, taking out that tower, giving me the 2 crown lead so far, and he's trying one final push to my tower. Take a look at how fast these Goblins as well as that Valkyrie take out that Giant, giving me the 2 crown victory. Let's go ahead to the next replay here. So here we are, guys, with the next replay, facing another level 8. Pretty much all I've been facing with this deck are higher levels in the Builder's Workshop, and this opponent is actually using a Hog Rider deck, so this can be a great example as to how this deck can counter the Hog Rider strategy. Now right here, we do have the Giant in our starting hand, so we're going to go ahead and do a slow push with it on the right hand side. He's going to try and rush me with that Hog Rider skeleton push. I dropped down the cannon as well as the Valkyrie to take out all of that, and that was actually an equal elixir trade because he used the Hog Rider, the skeletons, as well as the Zap spell. Now right here, he does have the Inferno Tower in his deck, and the Inferno Tower is a hard counter to the Giant, guys, which is really unfortunate. So if you guys are facing a bunch of people with Inferno Towers in their decks, you might want to try throwing in the Barbarians into your deck instead of maybe the Valkyrie, and throw down the Barbarians in front of your Giant to distract that Inferno Tower. Now right here, we do have a bit of an elixir advantage. I'm going to wait a quick second here, let that elixir build up before I make my next move. You never really want to play yourself down to 0 elixir constantly. Right here, he drops down an Elixir Pump in the back right corner there. I'm going to go ahead and set up another slow push with the Giant on the right hand side. Now that I know he has the Inferno Tower in his deck, I'm going to try and play a little bit differently and do a slow push with the Giant, and then try and use my Goblins as well as my Minions to go in front of the Giant to hopefully distract that Inferno Tower. So once again, he's dropping down that Inferno Tower right in the middle. So as you can see, dropping the Goblins in front to try and distract, as well as some Minions to distract, but unfortunately he does have the Barbarians there, and I made a huge mistake there using that Zap spell to take out those skeletons at the tower when I should have saved the Elixir and used the Fireball on all those Barbarians there. So far, we haven't done too much damage to their tower. His tower on the right is all the way down to 1900 health, thanks to a couple of hits from that Musketeer. But right here, he's going to try and go in with that Hog Rider push. I do drop down the cannon just in time, and the cannon, guys, is a strong counter to the Hog Rider. It's only 3 elixir cost versus the 4 elixir cost for the Hog Rider, and right there, he also used skeletons, so that was a pretty strong elixir advantage for myself right there. Now once again, going in with that Giant push on the right hand side. This time we are in double elixir period, so I have a bit more elixir to set up a stronger push. But right here, he tries to push the opposite lane with that Hog Rider, and as you can see, having those low cost troops like the Goblins as well as the Minions makes it very easy for me to quickly drop him down on defense and take him out. And take a look at this, guys. He was so focused on defending that Giant on the right hand lane, I was able to sneak in with that counter push on the left hand lane and go in and do some crazy damage to that tower, bringing it all the way down to 88 health. And that's a great thing with this deck, guys. Like I said earlier, the Valkyrie is really strong, and also the Musketeer, so you don't only have to rely on the Giant to do your pushes. You can do a split push with the Giant in one lane, as well as the Valkyrie sword and the Musketeer in the other lane. And right here, going in with that Fireball to take out that tower, giving me the 1 crown victory. Let's go ahead and do a live battle here. So here we go, guys. Let's see what kind of opponent we get. We are facing a level 8 in the Royal Arena here. So let's see what we can do. We have the Giant in our starting hand. So I'll get him with a good luck first of all, and then do the Giant on the right hand side. He drops on a Hog Rider. Gonna go ahead and Goblins this with the cannon in front. And that was actually, I think, a positive elixir trade, because he also dropped down the poison spell. So right here, gonna go support this Giant with a Musketeer, and then see what else he plays. He drops down a Valkyrie. Let's use these Minions here to take that out, with the Zap spell here to take all that stuff out. Unfortunately, I did miss one of those Spirit Gobs, but the Giant should get a couple hits off on that tower, bringing it all the way down to 1500 health. So far it's looking okay. He does have a Baby Dragon though. I don't really have anything that's a strong counter to that Baby Dragon. So I'm going to go ahead and use my Valkyrie just to distract it and hopefully soak up some damage, which isn't the most ideal move. Preferably, I would have had the Musketeer available, but unfortunately I did not. Now he's probably going to go in with a Hog Rider here, so I'm going to go ahead and use the cannon. The Valkyrie Hog Rider combo is actually pretty strong, guys, because a lot of people use like Goblins, like I do, to take out the Hog Rider, so having the Valkyrie in there to support is actually pretty strong. But let's go ahead and set up another strong push here with the Giant on the right hand lane. And this time, let's see what we can do. Once the Giant crosses there, let's go ahead and use this with the Minions to take him out. Zap these Goblins here. Once again, that is a positive elixir trade because he used the poison spell as well. But we don't really have the elixir left to support this Giant, which is kind of unfortunate. But let's go ahead and use the Musketeer here. He's probably going to go ahead and drop down that Knight, like I said, to take out that Musketeer. So the Giant won't actually be able to make his way to that tower, which is unfortunate. But let's go ahead and use the Valkyrie here to take out all of that stuff. And now that we're in double elixir, I'm expecting him to come in once again with that Hog Rider here pretty soon. But with the cannon, you never want to play it proactively because it has a very short lifetime, so you want to try and use it reactively. So right here, dropping it down as soon as I see that Hog Rider. Should I drop down some Goblins? I'm not too sure if I'll need it. I'm going to go ahead and use the Goblins here, and then drop some Minions once that Baby Dragon locks into my tower. Valkyrie going in front of that Giant with a Musketeer behind it. And then let's drop down a second Giant and just set up a really strong push here. Use some Goblins here. Unfortunately, I dropped the Goblins just as he dropped down his poison spell. And I don't think that Giant will reach all the way to the tower, which is really unfortunate. I'm going to go ahead and zap all this to take out most of that stuff. And unfortunately, this is kind of the case some of the times when you are facing higher level opponents. Sometimes you do end in a draw just because your troops are so much stronger than yours. So let's see here. I'm going to let that musketeer die. I'm going to save my elixir because I need to play defensively. This tower on the left-hand side is all the way down to 400 health. So like I said, I need to play defense here. Giant going on the right-hand side with a musketeer to take out this baby dragon. And I'm expecting him to come in with a hog rider as soon as that cannon goes down. So hog rider coming in, I'm going to go ahead and zap it, stun it, giving my goblins as well as the musketeer time to kill it. And then going in here with this, as well as a giant here. Now, hopefully I didn't overextend there. Musketeer taking out that cannon there. Come on, Giants, reach the tower, reach the tower. Gonna zap that. There we go, getting the 1 crown victory over a higher level, guys. Anyways, that's gonna do it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I also hope it helped you out with some Arena 6 strategy. If it did, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next video.